and we invited the Bee Gees, who formed in Brisbane, Australia 31 years ago, to drop into our humble little office the other day.
Righto, chaps, let's have a check. Black? Check. Check. Right up. Right, strike. RPM, Morris. Okay. Right. Let's take off over.
Romeo, X-ray Golf, be for immediate takeoff.
It's 23 years since the guys lived here, and 15 years since they last played down under. But if you believe what you read, they still call Australia home.
Actually, we do. Deep down inside, you know, that's we were brought up here, and we're very much used to this lifestyle, the people here, the attitude of the people here. It's particularly special for us to come back, you know, and to see a lot of the old faces that we knew.
Including yours.
Including yours, yes.
Having been away for so long and not having played here for around 15 years, are there any feelings of apprehension about returning to the concert stages of Australia?
We felt that there has been, and perhaps still is in some areas, a misconception of what we actually are. So we feel that. Here. Yeah, we feel that because we haven't been back in quite a long time. So we're out to sort of shake that out, you know, and show everybody what the Bee Gees really are as a group. We've always been a live group, and perhaps we've been just a little guilty of hiding behind our records to some extent.
The reviews of their live shows have been nothing short of sensational, but one can't help thinking that with well in excess of 100 million record sales, they just don't need to do it. So, are they just in it for the money?
We're not in it for the money. We never have been.
Never have been.
Never have been, mate. No, we never.
Funny, no, we just wanted, I mean, when the Beatles particularly started, we wanted what they had, and that was fame.
Money.
It wasn't money. Well, no, you see, we didn't know people got paid for different things for songwriting or anything like that.
Paid as well, you know. Yeah.
We just wanted approval, like they had.
Yeah.
And we still feel the same way. It's nothing to do. If we've been lucky enough to have a successful thing like Saturday Night Fever, which we're very proud of that music.
Yeah.
It got a little bit, you know, cheapened by the Village People type records and Disco Duck and all that sort of stuff, and copycat records. The disco today is Stock Aitken and Waterman. That's the disco today. It's still dance, it's still disco, but all our medallions, we just gave them to Bobby Brown anyway.
With Saturday Night Fever and that whole disco thing, you lost some element of credibility with the masses. I mean, if you had your time over again, would you do anything different?
What we don't understand is how you can lose credibility from selling 30 million albums. It doesn't make sense to us.
And also, we're responsible for 2 songs that were the Bee Gees, and that was Staying Alive and Night Fever, both which never mentioned the word disco.
I mean, we cringe at the word disco too, you know. It was a very strange phrase for everybody. You've got to remember that the Rolling Stones made a disco record, Rod Stewart made a disco record, Barbra Streisand made a disco record. Their credibility is still pretty intact.
All Saturday Night Fever was a project, a film project with a few songs in it, the same way as Batman is for Prince. Will he lose credibility over Batman?
Question.
The fact is, he may not, because it's not new anymore for artists or songwriters to make records that appear in films. We were one of the first to do it in the rock business, and it was new, and therefore it got all the attention.
I mean, Saturday Night Fever was the beginning of your Footlooses, your flash dances,
your Urban Cowboys,
your Flash Bombs. I mean, no, it is all these films came out after that, and
it's almost come the full circle now with clubs specialising in ABBA, Sweet, Kiss, Bee Gees records, Saturday Night Fever and all that.
We wouldn't go to them, though.
Time to turn to us, too. We've just come off a top 10 single in the States in the first 8 years, and, you know, it's turned for us.
So we think the barriers are falling down slowly but surely.
One is the Bee Gees' latest effort in a career that spans almost 4 decades. In that time, they've achieved everything the business has to offer. The fame, the fortune, every award imaginable. So as they approach the 90s, what's the next objective?
A lot of artists don't get to be around as long as we have, and the objective is longevity, surely. You know, our ambition, as well as any other pop star's ambition, is to last, you know. And if you last 5 years, you figure that's a long career. You know, and in this business it is, you know, so for us to be going into our 4th decade, whatever, you know, the fact that we've been around and watched all these people come and go has been very interesting for us, and it actually has helped us, our songwriting, it's helped everything.
There was, of course, supposed to be a 4th Bee Gee. Is that one of the sort of ironies of the thing about going back on the road and coming back to Australia? And
well, we were hoping that Andy would have been on it with us, you know, so there would have been 4 of us. And the album would have been one for all for one, you know, it's like the Four Musketeers type of thing, you know, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So the tour is dedicated to Andy, and as we have a song in the album, and the album is dedicated to Andy.
Yeah.
So it's something that also spurred us on to do it as well. to go back on the road.
What else could we do living ordinary lives?
So, for those of us who are yet to see the guys live this time round, what can we expect from the Bee Gees in concert?
I don't know, half the time I think people think we're going to come prancing on stage in white suits and medallions, you know.
But you never wore those then anyway.
No, exactly.
Really? Not
yes,
really.
and you're the first person who actually said you never wore those. Then there, because a lot of people
the
do.
Travolta image of John in his white suit and black shirt pointing to the roof.
It's startling, you know, how people come up to me sometimes in the street, rubbing at the Bee Gees, here they go.
Yeah, I must say I'm really looking title track from the current album.